I call your attention to the book of 1 Chronicles. 1 Chronicles, the 16th chapter. And we're going to read verses 12 through 15. As 1 Chronicles, the 16th chapter, verses 12 through 15. And I'll be reading from the New King James Version. 1 Chronicles, the 16th chapter, verses 12 through 15. And we will find these words. Remember his marvelous works, which he has done, his wonders, and the judgment of his mouth. O seed of Israel, his servant, you children of Jacob, his chosen ones. He is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth. The words of which he commanded for 1,000 generations. Remember his covenant forever. The word which he commanded for 1,000 generations. Remember what the Lord has done. It's the subject that we're going to talk about this morning. Remember what the Lord has done. Amen. What the Lord has done is the subject that we're going to talk about this morning. Remember what the Lord has done. Tomorrow is Memorial Day. A day we pause to remember and honor those who served and have given their lives for the freedom of this nation. Now, to remember is to look back, to recall, or make aware of the sacrifices of others. Had it not been for the sacrifices of others, we would not enjoy the freedoms we have today. Too often we take our freedom for granted. But I read the other day that freedom doesn't mean free. It costs us something to be free. America is a blessed nation because numerous of known and unknown people have made sacrifices of which we can never repay. How can you pay someone who died for your freedom? How can you pay someone who has given his or her life for your and my freedom? We cannot. But what we can do is remember their sacrifices and honor them. Calvin Coolidge said no person was ever honored for what he received. Honor has been the reward for what he or she gave. We honor our brave men and women for their sacrifices. On Memorial Day, while we are eating and while we are resting and remembering the sacrifices of others, let us not forget what the Lord has done. Behind all the celebrations and the honor given to others, let us not forget what the Lord has done. It's all right to remember the fallen soldiers of our military. It's all right to remember the presidents who championed our freedom. It's all right to remember those who paid the ultimate price for our freedom. But let us not forget what the Lord has done. If it had not been for the Lord who were on our side, when enemies rose up against us, then they would have swallowed us up alive. But the Lord kept us and protected us and provided a way for our escape, and for that we ought to remember what the Lord has done. Y'all not too much. I believe y'all sleep this morning. Too often we remember everybody else and their sacrifices and forget what the Lord has done. Too often we have a high nation. Too often we forget who is behind our freedom. Too often we forget the power behind our great republic. America would not be America if it were not for the Lord. The Lord has blessed us, and we forget to praise his name. The Lord has saved us, and we forget to worship him. The Lord has kept us through dangers seen and unseen, and we forget to honor him. The Lord has led us through crisis after crisis, and we forget to shout before the Lord. The Lord has blessed us with houses, and we forget the house of prayer. The Lord has blessed us with cars, and we drive by the house of God. The Lord has healed us, and we forget to turn back to say, thank you, Lord. I don't hear y'all praying. The Lord has blessed us with jobs and with retirement and with income, and we forget to bless the Lord with the first fruits of our increase. We forget it. Now, how would you feel after giving all to save a nation, to bless a nation, to heal a nation, to sustain a nation, to sacrifice for a nation, to protect a nation, to prosper a nation, and promote a nation, and then that nation forgets what you have done for it? How would you feel when you have given your all for your children and they forget you? How would you feel when you have loved your children, taught your children, raised your children, fed your children, going out for your children, protect your children, suffer for your children, sacrifice for your children, and then your children rise up and then forget what you have done for them? How would you feel? Are you praying with me? Yes. You would be deeply hurt. Yes, sir. So it is with the Lord. The Lord has done so much for us that we can't even take time on Sunday morning and give him an hour and a half or 2 hours at the most. We have forgotten the Lord. Now on Memorial Day, I know we remember and honor those who have fallen for our freedom. But what about remembering what the Lord has done for our freedom? Not only in this world, but in the world to come. There is no greater sacrifice than the one the Lord has made for us. Without his sacrifice, we would be most miserable. Without his sacrifice, the world would have plunged into total annihilation. Without his sacrifice, we would be like a ship without a sail. Without his sacrifice, our nights would never see the break of day. Without his sacrifice, the gulf between the earth and heaven would never be bridged. It's all right to remember the sacrifices of others during this Memorial Day. But what about the sacrifices of what the Lord has done and still doing? What about what the Lord has given up for us? Have we forgotten that Jesus Christ made the ultimate sacrifice so that we can have salvation, redemption, justification, sanctification, and ultimately glorification? We may forget a lot of things in life, but one sacrifice and one memorial we should never forget, and that is what the Lord has done for us through Jesus Christ. Oh, I know it's not popular. Talk about the Lord on Memorial Day. I know it's not popular to call his name. Even now in the churches, it's not popular. But people who have been born again, people whom the Lord has rescued from the traps of death, you shouldn't mind telling God, thank you. Regardless of who's watching you, you shouldn't mind saying, thank you. Regardless who eyeing you, you shouldn't mind saying, thank you for the good things the Lord has done. Well, I know it's not popular. changing suits. You got changing dresses. You stay in a nice house. I know it's not popular, but let me tell you something. Folks that have stayed in nice houses before, and a hurricane has come in. Folks got money, but yet they can't spend it because they're sick and afflicted. You better give the Lord his due. You better give the Lord his praise. Because he's done so much for us. He's done for us what we couldn't do by our children. What we couldn't do by ourselves. Did y'all hear what I said? My brothers and sisters, we should never forget that God did for us what we couldn't do by ourselves. It took blood to save us. And let us not forget that we were bought with a price. Therefore, we ought to honor God with our bodies. Honor God with our character. Honor God with our attitude. Honor God with our personality. Honor God in our worship. Honor God in our giving. Honor God in how we treat one another. Honor God in how we walk. Honor God in how we talk. Honor God in how we live. Honor God in how we pray. You ought to honor God. Because he's been so good to us. I notice that people come to the house of prayer, but they're half-stepping with God. They're half-stepping. Don't half-step with God. God didn't half-step with us. Don't half-step with your praises. God didn't half-step with us. Don't half-step in your giving. God didn't half-step with us. Don't half-step in your love. God didn't half-step with us. Don't half-step in your serving the Lord. God didn't half-step with us. Don't half-step in forgiving others. God didn't half-step with us. Don't half-step in going the extra mile. God didn't half-step with us. Don't half-step in remembering what the Lord has done, because God didn't half-step with us. Did y'all hear what I said? Remember what the Lord has done. Forget not all his benefits toward us. We have memorials to help us to remember what God has done for us. You see, when the children of Israel were going across the Jordan River, and Joshua said, take 12 stones and put them there, so that when the children asked, what's the significance of these stones? Why do we have these memorials? Then you ought to be able to tell them what the Lord has done. What kind of memorial do you have in your own house? You ought to have a memorial of reading the scriptures every morning. You ought to have a memorial of going down in prayer. You ought to show your children there's something greater than mama and daddy. Did y'all hear what I said? Oh, I know it's not popular. I know it's not popular. But I didn't come here for popularity. I came to praise his name. I don't know what you come to do, but I come to praise his name. God has been good to me. God has been good to you. You might say, I'm having some trouble. I'm having some hard times. Yes, you are. And guess what? It could be worse. Whatever you are having, it could be worse. So you better thank God for as well as it is, because it could be worse. Did y'all hear what I said? Our text says, remember his marvelous works, which he has done, his wonders, and the judgment of his mouth. O seed of Israel, his servant, you children of Jacob, his chosen ones. He is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth. Remember his covenant forever, the word which he commanded for 1,000 generations. For 1,000 generations. How is it that one generation knows him, and then the next generation don't know anything about him? I can tell you why. Because the previous generation got so enamored in their freedom. They got so enamored in their money making. They got so enamored in their houses, in their lands, and all that they have. They forgot to tell the children the good things the Lord has done. He didn't pass anything on. Did y'all hear what I said? It says that his covenant for 1,000 generations. So my brothers and sisters, wherever we go, we ought to remember the Lord. Whatever we do, we ought to remember the Lord. Remember what the Lord has done for us individually and what the Lord has done for us collectively. So as we celebrate Memorial Day, you know, that's just the day we taste on that. Suppose the Lord said it won't be no Memorial Day. Suppose the Lord decide not to let the sun come out on Memorial Day. Suppose the moon run down in long lines of blood. Then what would we do? Did y'all hear what I said? So as we celebrate Memorial Day and honor all those who served and gave their lives for our freedom, let us also remember what the Lord has done. Let us remember that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Let us remember that God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. Let us remember that in him we live and move and have our being. Did you hear what I said? In him, not in our education, not in our institutions, but in him we live, we move, and we have our being. So let us remember salvation is found in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given to mankind by which we might be saved. So my brothers and sisters, as I come to a close, it's all right to remember what others have done, but don't forget what the Lord has done. It was the Lord who woke us up this morning and started us on our way. It was the Lord who looked over our faults and saw our needs. It was the Lord who healed our bodies. The Lord who turned away death from us. The Lord looked out for us when nobody else looked out for us. The Lord opened doors for us. The Lord smoothed out our rough places. The Lord straightened out our crooked places. The Lord put food on our table. The Lord put shoes on our feet. The Lord put a roof over our head. The Lord put clothes on our backs. The Lord gave us another chance. The Lord gave us another chance. The Lord gave us another chance. It's amazing grace. How sweet the sound that saved wretches like us. We once was lost, but now we are found. We were blind, but now we see. Don't forget the Lord. Don't forget he made a way out of no way. Don't forget how he blessed you and kept you. Don't forget how he lifted up your valleys and pulled down your mountains. Don't forget how he brought you through the storms of life and set your feet on a solid rock. Don't forget how much the Lord has done for you. The grace and the mercy he has established for you. If you don't forget the Lord won't forget you. You ought to tell the Lord thank you. You ought to praise the Lord. It may not be what I want it to be, but thank God for what it is. Give him honor. Give him praise. He woke you up this morning. Can't you give him some praise? He clothes you in your right mind. Can't you give him some praise? He in the process of healing your body. Can't you give him some praise? Can't you give him praise? He's been so good to us. Don't forget what the Lord has done. I can't forget. He's been too good. I can't forget. He stressed me. He has sought after me. He has lifted me up. He's done so many things for me. I can't forget what he has done. And if you don't want to say amen, that's all right. Amen anyhow. Amen how he blessed me. Amen how he called me. Amen how he lifted me. Amen how he kept me. Amen how he's carried me and how he's carried you. Get to the point where you don't want to praise him. That's all right. Everybody doing well now. But I notice when they get in trouble, they come to tip it in because you need it now. You ought to praise him now. You ought to send him some praising right now. So when you start going through your troubles, you got some stored up praises. When you go through your trials, you got some stored up praises. When you're going through your tribulation, you got some stored up praises. You got to praise him right now. You got to tell the Lord, thank you. Thank you for what you have done. Thank you for what you are doing. Send him some praises. Give him his honor. Give him his due. Huh? He has kept us. He has healed us. He's turned away our darkness. All he asks us to do is praise him and give him honor. And it looked like we can't use that. If we were at a football game or at a basketball game, oh, we would be shouting and hollering and yelling and rooting. Or when we come into the house of prayer, we get stiff hands and stiff feet. Tongues get heavy. Can't tell the Lord thank you. Well, you keep your stiff hand. Keep your stiff tongue. Keep your stiff feet. But I'm going to tell him thank you. I'm going to clap my hand. I'm going to say hallelujah. I'm going to tell him praise the Lord. Praise him anyhow for what he has done. The door of the church is open by that hour. Christian experience. Candidate for baptism. Remember what the Lord has done. Remember how he has kept you. How he has blessed you. Can't you give up a little energy and clap your hands? Can't you give up a little energy and just pat your feet? Can't you just give up a little energy? Out of all what he's done for you, a little bit of energy, a little bit of praise. That's all he asks. And we see what today, not another Christian experience, candidate for baptism. There may be somebody here that don't know him. And we're throwing out the lifeline right now for you to come. The man that laid at the gate of called Beautiful. He laid there for many years. The Bible said that James, Peter, and John was coming up to the temple for the hour of prayer. Now remember, this man laid there for many years. And he asked alms of Peter and John, and they said that we don't have any money, but such that we have. In the name of Jesus, rise up and walk. And when that man got up, the Bible said he was shouting. Going to the house of prayer. Because he knows what God has done for him. You ought to be shouting, telling the Lord, thank you for what you have done for me. Can we see one today? Can you remember him in all that he has done for you? Huh? I've seen Christian folks win the lotto and they give a dance right where they are. Give it all they got, energy. Why do we come in the house of prayer and we can't release a little energy? He done kept you all night. He done fed you all year. Put clothes on you. Turn away the death angel. And we can't give a little energy. Huh? A little energy. Just to tell the Lord thank you. Don't forget it, First Baptist. Don't forget it. Don't forget what the Lord has done.